Hello and welcome, this is the Nuclear Rabbit, and today, as you can tell, I have a friend with me. He used to be an old clanmate of mine and he's playing a sorcerer. He's going for a blizzard source, but I am going for a fire trap sin. As usual, we start off by farming the counters and he gets the most insane drop ever. He gets a unique ring, a Nagel ring, plus a Talon edge. So he got stealth plus Nagel in one counter run. Like, the fuck, why are you not always running with me? I, however, have to do some more counter runs. We split up for them, by the way. It's not like I had to do them on my own, but I end up getting my own stealth in one run as well. But I also need a Tear and a Ral rune, and I end up finding a Nadir as well. But I want a Tear and a Ral rune because I want to leave. But after we get our runes, we go towards Andariel, who just very quickly goes down. And I really want to just always run with someone with his luck. Like another unique from Andariel, 2 more uniques from that chest, and I make the best trap-sin weapon you can make in normal, the Horadric staff, and then go to Duriel where I'm getting rid of it again. And for the Duriel fight, I just kite around as we both throw fire at his face. We didn't really want to go for static, but he drops a studded leather, so that's nice. It's a twitch throw, which helps my trap. But what I wanted to say is we didn't want to go for static too much because it's very dangerous in a multiplayer game to go for static. I also find Sanders boots. With that, we head for the counters, and my character is very fast now, which is really nice, very enjoyable. I wish they'd increase the base speed of characters by like 50% or something. It would be so chill. We also find a 30% amulet with fire resist, and this is why we didn't want to do too much of the staticking, because that almost went very badly. Can really see the life totals just plowing down. So we just go ahead and kite. We know we can motric, but we hadn't spoken to each other for like a decade, so we just wanted to have fun playing Diablo. We met at a party from a mutual friend. We were like, yeah, let's play Diablo. So we did, as I almost die again. And then we head towards Diablo, where we both dodge the lightning. And I'm trying to get Diablo to focus on me, because I'm faster at walking around, so I have a better chance of dodging. And that makes it so that he can focus on staticking and being in the back and just dealing more damage. However, Diablo doesn't really go for me until he goes to town for a second, but he does come back, and look at that, we're dealing so much damage, and Diablo's still just focusing on the sorceress. He knows who's the best character. We all know who's the best character, but Diablo does end up going down. We find a soul rune in the frozen tundra, so that means I can make a lore really early, even before the ancients. Not that I can wear it, it's not like I'm level 27 or anything, but just having that lore ready to go is so nice. Then for the ancients, we need to dodge some whirlwinds, spread around some fire, but the combination of static and just traps really melts them down pretty fast. As you can tell, we split them up just to make sure that we both don't have to tank 3 of them, and we make it a 1v1 in the end. And a 1v2, and Kolik has a bunch of fire resist, but the 2 of us together really just burn him down quite quickly. And then we head towards Bale, and at this point it's pretty safe. Like, his sorcerers can take some hits, so we can't just go for the static, so Bale goes down in seconds. We do have to dodge a clone though, but even with that, this is such a fast Bale fight. Bale fights usually take me forever, and just doing them with static is so nice. Find a kite shield for some MF, and then we head towards Nightmare because we need to farm some rune words. We have some very dangerous moments in the underground passage, but we do end up making it through. And I find a broadsword that I can socket, so I can make a spirit, but for now I'm still just using the leaf. But I do end up going for the spirit. I get a 30% run, and we decided that whoever had the highest would go to the source. They actually need the faster cast rate, while for me as a trap-sin it's more like I need life, mana, stuff like that. And with that, we make it towards the end of Act 2, where Mr. Duriel is here, who has a different color than in normal. I've been told about 100,000 times, so that's nice. I know, I messed up in that one video. I was like, oh no, why does that one boss change color and the rest doesn't? They all do, I'm blind. So anyway, here we have Duriel, mercenary going down like a piece of paper, just crumbling. But even with the Holy Freeze, my burst of speed allows me to just run fast enough that I can just get away from him and let the blizzard rain down. So it takes a bit, but he will go down quite easily, and I'm closer for the loot. So I identify a ring. So 60 resist, 12 MF ring, so I definitely want that. We end up finding a 4-socket scythe as well, and then we head towards the spider cavern, where things also hit really hard. And as you can tell, we're level 40 in Act 3 Nightmare, which is fine-ish, but still very low. I end up making a rhyme as well. I end up going almost to die towards some doors, and then we head for the council. Turn out to be fire immune, but at this point we have a blizzard source and a fire traps in, so I just mind blast him a bunch, make sure that he can't really get to me, and wait for the sorcerers to show up any day now. Hello, please help. Hello, help. He has an experience shrine, so yeah, time to go for some blizzard. Mercenary going in as well. They can really tell that this is just 2 good builds working together. So Gallop goes down, and there are our flails. I quickly go ahead and put them in my cube. And then we head towards the console part 2, where I go and spam some traps. And everything dies, because this is still Nightmare and we are playing 2 good builds. We do have to be careful about the conviction though, but it's fine. And there's the final council member and he just burns to a toast. Toasty! Talk, however, does deal me a bunch of damage. And we just split up for the source. So one thing we did in this run was just split up. Oh, also this is my first save and exit. I need to get the hell out of there because that was way too dangerous. But what we did a lot is just split up, like for instance for our counters runs. We split up. For the health watches, we split up. Just making sure that we get more loot, more efficient farming. If we needed to go to Anya, one of us would find the frozen river, the other would run into the glacial trail. Just little stuff like that. And here's Mephisto Nightmare. This is like coming home after a long day's work and be like, yeah, let's farm some Mephisto with a Blizzsaw. And then we had Hephasto, who has fanaticism, which is really scary. And as you can tell, I'm alone in this game right now, because he's doing his own Hellforge. So just luring him besides me, making sure that I run away a lot, because it's really dangerous. That super unique over there really doesn't help. But as long as I can keep my distance, everything should be fine. So we end up killing him, getting a Fel rune. And then it's time for Diablo on Nightmare. And you can really tell the difference between knowing where to stand and not knowing where to stand. I am way safer than he is right here. And we talked about this on Discord during our run. Like, you need to stand straight up to Diablo. Like, where I'm standing now, well, I'm running away now, but where I'm standing right now is the safest place. Just straight up, full face to his nutsack, in the face. It's the safest place. Like, I can't get hit. And his fight is really dangerous because he's running around a lot. And you can tell that we need some levels. Our damage is getting pretty low at this point. It takes a while for Diablo to go down. And then we head towards the Glacial Trail, where you can really tell that he plays softcore and I play hardcore, because he does this. But anyway, yeah, when you're playing hardcore, don't hit evil urns unless you're very sure what you're doing. Then we head towards the Ancients on Nightmare. And once again, we try and split them up, but it's a bit rougher this time. But they are pretty slow, so as long as everything's okay. That's a bad sentence, but whatever. And we are dealing a lot of damage with the static and the blizzard and the fire trap, so yeah, things are going smooth. One of them is fire immune, so that's for him. But the other 2 are down. I do spam my death sentry a bit because it throws some lightning, but the damage is really minuscule, barely matters at all. But it's better than 0, so I mean 1 is not 0. Quickly toss him some pots. And then we head towards the throne, where we are immediately greeted by some souls. We do end up making it through, so here's extra fast Lister, which is a problem. That's very dangerous. Really need to make a lot of distance to get rid of this. I mean, we're back at the start and they're still really on our tail, so that's... Extra fast Lister is just so unbelievably terrifying, but we do end up killing them and head towards Bale on Nightmare, who we just quickly static down, as usual. I mean, we have a sorceress in the party, just static shit. And there's his clone, but between Blizzard and Wake of Fire it just doesn't matter. And there goes his clone. And this is my Battle.net instincts coming through, really staying close. It's been decades since I've been on Battle.net, but I really want to be close to the drop. So after Nightmare, we decided to go and farm on our own. So we decided to go towards level 70 in Terror Zones. I ended up finding a shaft stop in the cow level, which is a excellent mercenary armor. But yeah, this is just one part where we were like, yeah, we're level 40, 42 or something. And we decided to go to level 70 to get towards Hell. Oh, one more thing, I'm gonna drop all of my stuff in a game. I'll edit in when I'm gonna do it, but I'm just gonna drop all of this on the ground in a free game. Like, people can just pick it up. I don't care about these items at all. People can just get them at the end, if we survive. We also end up finding a Yari, which I immediately snag off the ground. So my mercenary has just excellent equipment. It's a Cathans, not a Tals. But yeah, what we basically decided to do, what I was saying, is that we decided to just farm solo towards level 70. Because 42 to 70 just takes a while. And he's a dad with some children. I'm working a lot. And it's like, well, just get to level 70. We'll talk when we're done. Also, check out that drop. His drops are so sick. Just double unique ring and a Pavis. So we have a Ravenfrost and a Manal. Looting the Ravenfrost immediately. It's also a Jerkies, which is an excellent, very powerful shield. But the strength requirement is very high, so we decided not going for it. In Act 2 we have this Claw Viper level 2, which is absolutely terrifying, but Fangskin with some mind control and stuff does go down. Then we have some Gore Bellies who also hit really hard. But we can stunlock things. Between Telekinesis and Mind Blast we can just stunlock things at this point. And here once again Durio, but this time on Hell. So Alhizir staying alive like the 80s. And Durio, yeah, I mean we have 2 caster builds and a tank, like we're gonna take him down. Well, one thing you'll note is that for Hell I switched to Fade. I love Burst of Speed, but I just can't be responsible, or it's just not responsible to go for like Burst of Speed and being like, yeah, I might die, but it's okay. Like that's not okay in a party play. I might do it if I do a solo run of this, but not in a party. I like want to survive. Also, we have a ton of dolls in our way for the Flayer dungeon. And we have this ruined temple with Might Cursed, door. I mean, we really want to get the book, but this is quite a lot of stuff. And basically our strat is just for him to take out the fire immunes and for me to take out the cold immunes. We really add on to each other here. And the mercenaries take out whatever we stunlock. But yeah, fights can take a while. And then it's time for the Hell Council, who are absolutely terrifying. I'm trying to lure some away, but luring with a 4-people party, because we have 2 people plus the 2 mercenaries, it's just really hard to do. You'll always drag along something you don't want to drag along. And the hard part is that all of this is fire immune, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna try and do stuff, but it's gonna be rough. So just Blizzard raining down, just some more Blizzard. I get all the gold, because I helped, you know. Just the Battle.net party. We find an Amulet of the Whale, and I immediately just snag that. And here we have Ismail Vilehand, who is fire and cold immune and cursed. And extra fast, which is absolutely terrifying, but we just stunlock him. And this is just the power of party play. We have Telekinesis and Mind Blast, and we can just stunlock the ever-living shit out of him. And let our mercenary go to town. I mean, it might take a while, but yeah, this is 100% working. Really need to keep our distance though. When he explodes, he really explodes. And here we have some more council members. One of them is once again fire cold immune, so he's dying last. And I almost die as well. And then it's time to Motric Mephisto. In Nightmare we were like, yeah, we can do this. In Hell we're just like, whatever. We don't need any more items. Even though my gear is pretty damn terrible, I don't really need more. Like, I'm a trap sin, I can do with very little. I end up going back towards the other side as well, because it's just nicer to hit him from there. It's just easier. But this is way more dangerous, but we're just like, this is going fine, let's just walk up to him. Mercenary just has everything he needs, so resistance and circlet, shaft stop, unique Yari, still dies. And while this is pretty dangerous at this point, it's like, I have max resist, I have 1600 life, will be fine. Immediately snag of the unique as well. Then we head towards Hephasto, who we also just stunlocked the crap out of. I mean, it takes a while, but we are winning this fight, no doubt. I mean, we've got him locked in a corner, and we have 3 things hitting at him, and I'm trying to hit him with fire traps, but it's not really going well. We're just also stunlocking him. Like, this fight will take forever, but we will win. And now you can see that my fire is connecting as well. You can actually see its HP bar moving. We're almost there. And there he goes. So he got a Lum rune from his Hellforge. So I end up making a Treachery. And then we head towards the Chaos Sanctuary. But once again, the combination of my fire traps plus Blizzard just really does a number on everything. Still scary though, but very manageable. Lotus Size, however, ends up getting stuck in a corner. We need to get him out of there because nothing is hitting him right now except for my mercenary. But we end up getting just very lucky. He just walks out and, dies. Which is perfect after he kills my mercenary. But he dies, so we head towards Diablo. And this time we're just all standing very, very close. But my friend ends up running away again. What he's doing is way more dangerous than what I'm doing. So immediately snag the loot. It's a Balrog Spear, and we find a superior Cryptic Axe, which is kind of insane. It's a 10 enhanced damage, 3 attack rating, just excellent base. I don't know for what, but that's for people to figure out. You can make an Obedience in there or something if you want. And I just decide, because we are at the end of the game anyway, to just put a perfect Ruby into my Circlet. It's not the greatest, but it's like, we're at X5, we're not gonna really find anything anymore. Let's just use my Socket Quest. Find a Korun as well. And then we head towards the Ancients. And on Hell they are actually dangerous, so we try to split them up. But it's pretty hard because they're just following our mercenaries. And between me and Fade and him and Teleport, we just don't have a lot of walk speed to move and to work with. We end up getting Talik on his own. And you can really tell how just tanky they are in a multiplayer game. Like, even with 2 good builds, this is taking a while. But as long as the other 2 don't show up, we're very happy. That's the first one down, so we search for the other ones, and there they are. So we have another fire immune and one cold immune. So we're gonna try and split them up in a way that works for both of us. But the ancients really aren't following. Well, me at least, they're both on him. And we end up getting the split we want. So now I have the cold immune Colic in between my two mercenaries. And just spam traps and kill him at this point. I mean, it took a while to split them up, but once we got them, it was pretty safe. And you can tell we're in Hell Act 5. My damage just isn't that good. My friend has already killed the fire immune one, so he's like, yeah, I can help if you want. But I have him in such a perfect position that I basically told him to just like stay away while I finish. He ended up finding a chilling ground charm of life in the Worldstone Keep, which is absolutely insane. Just finding a skiller with life on your casual playthrough is so sick. And then we find the Throne of Destruction, where we have Deathlords, Souls and Alls. So this might be the actual fucking worst spawn we can have. We have Cursed Souls as well, and the way to get rid of Souls in a position like this is to just work around the corners. What you want to do is walk up to the corner, and then slowly but surely angle your traps towards them. So you can really tell here that I'm just throwing like kind of to the left and end up just killing them. And after that it's Bale time, who decides to make a clone, but we're dealing so much damage to him at this point it doesn't matter anymore. We have Crushing Blow, we have Traps, we have Blizzard. Everything is just good in the world. And there we have it, a Crush Flange. Also, this is my gear, it's a Spirit. This Socketed Circlet, the Ward, a Treachery. Thanks to my friend. And just a rare belt, a Dwarf that he found as well, some boots. And as you can tell, my gear is really bad. But it just doesn't matter when you have a good party and just a good character. Like, if this was a Bob, there's no way I would get through the game with this kind of gear. And here's my stats. Thank you all for watching, see you in the next one, bye bye.